Hi everyone, how are you doing? Hope everyone is great and having a fun weekend. So as I said, I will be coming up with a video of how to be a pro front-end engineer and what are the problem faced by different front-end people. If someone is starting in college, whether someone is in first year, third year, final year, who or we can say someone who wants to start from the college as a front-end engineer, because like maximum of the people generally wants to, they don't have idea, so they go for the software engineer profile. but here but here we will be talking about if they want to opt for front-end engineer career, how they can switch to front-end engineer, and not only switch, how they can be really good, and how they can crack one of the top companies in the world like Facebook, Google, Uber, Airbnb, Lyft, Snapchat, Spotify, Microsoft. And we have some top order startups in India. If you talk about CureFit, Compass, there's a really like amazing startups going on. There's Flock, Directai, Zeta, so lots of amazing startup is there. So we will going to talk about how to crack all of them, how to uh, prepare for them. So in the past I have connected with many people which are working in the industry, who are, let's say, 1 year experience, 3 year experience, and some of them are college students, uh, whether they are in like third year or final year. So like across multiple, like basically like college students, and as well as the people who are working in the industry. So I have like connected with, so I have shared across my Twitter. If you guys are following me on Twitter and LinkedIn, and if you guys are not following me, just check it out, the link in the description, and also you can see on your screen basically my LinkedIn profile and the like Twitter profile. So like you can keep you can follow me there for the more updates about the tech front end, and about the interview process, and how to grow as an engineer, how to grow as an engineer. So in the past, as I said, if you guys are following me, I have like shared the form where I will ask people who wants to connect with one-on-one or like small group of people. So I have conducted across approximately 6 to 7 sessions for with 100 people, and like what are so just answering their queries and like the problems they are facing. So I just realized that they have more or less a very common, always the like repeated questions. So after like a few fixed set of questions, they are like repeated questions. So I have with myself now all the questions aggregated, and we will go through them one by one to answer all the questions basically. So to start with, the first question that I have is data structure and algorithm important for front ends? Yes, it's important, but you need to understand the difference, that it's not very hardcore competitive algorithm data structures where you are doing so much code, chef code for syspoj, or too much lead code. Not that level where you use like deep level or like trees, graphs question, or like dynamic programming questions. Generally like in the front end you will not encounter these, but it doesn't mean like there will be no ones. So in front end basically you need to have good knowledge of trees. uh, be, why about specifically trees, like why they are important, I will talk about it later. But yeah, trees are important, like basic traversals of graphs, like you should at least know how to represent graph, how to do basic traversals. And yeah, definitely linked list, text queues, you should have a basic idea about it. You should have basic idea about the basic algorithm, sorting algorithm, searching algorithm. Yeah, I mean, like, so maximum questions will revolve around these. So understand, the motive is not to have like data structure algorithm too much in deep dive. It's about like, if you are given a problem, whether you can build a solution or not, whether you understand the time complexity or not. Because in front end there are many instances where you need to have all these like you have to make trade-offs between space complexity versus time complexity. How where if like, okay, we have like can optimize space or whether we can optimize time, what's the like trade-offs to make. So that's like you can make better decisions, better informed decisions, and can do things more efficiently if you have an idea of all these data structure and algorithms. So yeah, in brief, the answer of the first question is yes, you need to have like a good understanding, and to prepare for it, like we have lots of resources available online. I personally recommend two resources. First, like prepare from Geeks for Geeks. There are already so many questions. Maximum of time questions are from there, and even if they are not from there, it's generally around basic revolves around them only. Second, try to do lead code. I will advise try to do lead code, LC medium and LC easy questions. Keep practicing and trust me, like you will be good, because any of the good company will always ask for the data structure algorithm. Let's say if they have 3 to 4 rounds, you have only one round maximum, not more than one. So yeah, that's a good part for the front end. You will only have one DS algo round, and yeah, so that's the basic idea about it. So I have answered like not only like in this question about whether they are important, how to prepare for them, also what are the resources, and yeah, what are the expectations in the interview. Second question is how can we prepare for front end system design interviews. Yes. That's actually a problem. Sorry, when I say problem, is mean like it's very like hardly any material available on the there's hardly any material available on our platforms basically. Online, if you see, like you will find lots of tons of material on the back end but nothing on the front end. So for the front end, I will say try to break the problem, try to understand the problem, how you will design it. If I say try to understand how to make like reusable components, what are the like generic APIs you need, how to optimize it, pagination, read about paginations, read about like how you can optimize like loading on the browsers. Basically you can like compress the data, compress the files to load them effectively, splitting them into different routes. So these are like a very basic ones, and somewhere if you need lazy loading, or like somewhere you need also data structures also. I remember like in one of the questions using tries. So if you have idea around them, like how to divide the components into proper, for example, if it's a very big component, how you will split them into smaller components. So that's how you will go with the front end system design. And yeah, so because I say like there's a lots of gap, so I will try to start design videos also, where like I will be covering up design videos. So if you are definitely interested into it, please comment specific which problems of like which front end system design questions you want to, like we can discuss it, and I will try to make videos on it proper, all the flow charts and everything. According to the 545 minutes interview, we will go through it, so that you will guys have more better idea. So I will say like so basic is these are like a basic things I told you. And second, learn from your experience. What are the projects you are working on? Try to understand their architectures basically. So it's more about architectures, how to do in a writing better components. In that way you can answer like in a much better way basically. Okay, next question we have is like are system design questions asked for SD1 front end rounds? I will say no. It's very like generally it will be very hard. You will not find any interviews where you will be asked design questions, because for the SD1 front end rounds, or like if you're applying for the like outside companies, let's say London or US, so that's what we call like L3 in L3 basically, whether it's like Facebook or Spotify or any other companies, Snapchat. So we have like L3, or like E3 in Uber we have L3, in Facebook we have E3. So like multiple like similar separate roles. So in Google also L3. So yeah, so it's not you will not going to be asked like design interview, so no need to worry. Focus more on the like basics of JavaScript. That's the most important part. So again, in very simple, answer is no. The next question that we have is, apart from DSA and normal JS questions, what type of questions are asked from front-end devs in big companies like Uber, Ola, Swiggy, etc.? Okay, So yeah, one is like one round will be DSA and two rounds will be like, then I told you like one round will be DS Algo. Some companies they don't have, some companies have refined their processes around front end, but still it's like if they will not have DS Algo, it will be more problem solving. So for example, if I told you, I try to like, can you write me any of the polyfills of map, or like implement map class, or if I told you, write the like debounce, can you write me the debounce function, can you write me the throttle function, and then we have like lots of modifications on top of it. So again, these are like problem solving, these are like real life problems in real front, in like our front end regular day-to-day life we uses it. So around these you will be asked to solve any type of questions. So it's like more about problem solving using JavaScript basically. So one round DSA round we have data section algorithm round, one round we have like core JavaScript round, and then one round we will have problem like then like again like coding problem solving round we can have, and one round can focus on more JavaScript based. So we have total 3 rounds: DSA, more front end JavaScript, and then one is problem solving, again JavaScript based, because like they will deep dive in JavaScript because it's like a front end domain specific role basically. Is the knowledge of servers, backend, DB to required for front end interviews? No, you don't need to have knowledge about servers, backend, DB. They will not going to ask you in interviews. So yeah, you don't need to worry about them at all. Our front-end developer role open for 1 year experience, folks at Amazon, Flipkart, other big product-based companies. I could see very few opening, most of them require 2+ year experience. Yeah, so as far as I like, okay, so like like I know like for Amazon, yeah, definitely they will not hire the front end devs for like 1 or 2 years experience. They will hire like more experienced folks. Flipkart, yes, definitely. I know my one of my close friend is working here, there, and I like sometimes discuss. So definitely like they continuously hire in the Flipkart SD1 front end basically. Yeah, definitely around 1 year experience or freshers. And yeah, like Uber, yeah, in Uber we don't have L3, like hardly we have any L3 roles. Mostly we have like from interns and like fresh college grads we have like this, like on campus play companies. Then Microsoft, yeah, not too much aware about it, but definitely startups will have. Most of the big companies might not have the entry level front end role, but again like as I told you, Flipkart has them, I think them CureFit, and like startups has also the like openings for the SD1. Is it necessary to solve DSA and algo questions using JavaScript in front end interviews? So like in interviews generally it's not expected like which language you use, but here like the expectation can be around you basically, like if you are like fresh grad, it might be possible they might be okay if you solve problem solving using C++, Java. They know it might be okay, but especially if you are like a little experience, 6 months, 1 year experience, then it's definitely they expect you to solve problem solving DSA questions using JavaScript, because you are like it's like purely front end is like purely focused on the JavaScript, and you must have expertise, so they definitely expect you to solve using JavaScript basically sometimes. But companies give freedom also, because I remember when I interviewed for Google like a few years back, it was like completely independent. They like you can choose any language. So some companies again like might offer freedom also, but in generally we expect for the front end interviews or specialist role, because for the few companies that I interviewed, like they said that okay, because it's a front end role, we definitely expect you to code in JavaScript because that's what your expertise is, so we want to judge you on that. So I mean, yeah, sometimes that's the reason. Okay, let's move to the next. How much GHD should we prepare for front end roles? Yeah, I think as I answered in the question number 1, prepared up to trees, but that doesn't mean like solve like you should have very basic knowledge. Up to tree you should be very good with it. Any type of question can be asked. So if the question is around, let's say like mixing of stacks and queues, so you should able to solve those questions basically. And if they like combination of all like stack, queues, tree or something like that, sorting, searching, you should like any type of combination can be asked. Practice up to tree is very good. I will say try to focus on recursion. If you know how to write recursion code properly, trust me, you will be able to solve maximum of the problems. Recursion is like, if you know recursion, like half of your life will be very easy. How is better equip ourselves as front end developers? Okay, that's a little wide question. So I will say, like, there are two aspects of it. One from the interviews perspective, especially if whether it's your SD1, 2, 3, design is very important. Try to understand, architecture of your projects, because any of the projects you will be you are working on, you have worked in the past, they must be, pretty big projects. So they must be pretty big projects. So try to learn, understand their architecture, what are their architecture, how they are using it, because old code base is sometimes using, let's say, Flux. So try to understand how that whole system is working, if they're using any pub sub pattern. Try to understand the like whole cycle, how the everything is getting updated, is they are using any spacing design pattern, how they are structuring their code, like how they are writing the components. That's where you will learn and try to improve it, and that's how you will improve your system design. So that's the one thing. Interviews is a different thing, like, how to, like, that's like purely mostly focus on the JavaScript and DSL Go, so that's like a whole together different thing. I will say keep preparing always, like whenever you time, get learning, keep learning, so you will be better in interviews. And in general, yeah, from the design perspective, if you keep learning, that will be a one better way of always improving as a front-end developer. Second, I will say try to always write any of the documentations of your features. If you start writing documentation, it will be really great, trust me. If you want to grow in a career, like more in a senior roles, let's say SD2, SD3, team lead, staff engineer, senior staff principal, writing documentation is very important. It's just not about writing documentation, it's like technical documentation. So it's just not writing like an English paragraph, it's like more technically correct documentation. And it's like the more you write, more you will learn, so you will learn better. So this is one thing. And second, don't another thing is, don't always get obsessed with technology. Yeah, as an engineer we always have that a habit of, like, okay, we want to make our product best and like always want to push for it. That's a really great thing. But I will say, as a second thing, that's a great thing, but also think from, try to get the big picture, try to understand what's the business requirements, how this product is being delivered on the business side, how it is getting used by customers, what's the problem they are facing. So as a front-end engineer, try to get on the product side also, try to think from their perspective, because it's all about getting the whole bigger picture, and also like think from the back-end perspective. So try to get the whole bigger picture, and you will see like a more like a better thing, and like more things, okay, what else is going beyond engineering basically. These are the like a general things. I will say in general, try to learn about more backend system also. It's always good to know how the systems are working end to end. You don't want to be the person who says, okay, I don't know, like I just know that my data is sending right, I am just sending the right data in the API, but I don't know what's happening after that. If you're a team lead and saying this, that's definitely, I mean, that's okay, but that's definitely not a good sign, because as an engineer it's expected to know at least how the things are basic working end to end. So at least you need to have a theoretical idea. Yeah, nobody is asking for the expertise on the back end, but it's good to have a good idea how the system end to end things work, so that you can have like more better understanding of the overall architecture also, front end and back end both, and that you improve as an engineering more, that gives you more scope, make yourself more important. Which JavaScript concepts are most important? Okay, see, JavaScript, this is another important thing. JavaScript has like a fixed number of concepts. JavaScript is very wide, but when it comes to the interview concepts which we use regularly or in the interviews, they are like a fixed number of concepts. Let's start counting by fingers. First, closures. Understand closures, what are closures, how to use them effectively, what are the different cases, how we use it. First thing, so if you know closures, you will be pretty good. Second, learn about asynchronous JavaScript, how asynchronous JavaScript works, set timeout, promises. Just don't understand how to use syntax, right? How they work under the hood. It will help you a little great. understand what is micro queue, mini queue, how those are things executed, it will like open your eyes, trust me, and you will see, okay, like those like pretty interesting things. Second is okay, so we have async await, we have promises. Try to understand callback patterns, how to use callbacks. Basically, callback patterns are also pretty. Sometimes if like you have to go with like ES5 syntax, like try to understand like how that works. Yeah, concept of this. That's again very important concept of this. So make sure you understand that. And second, other one is try to understand like new of the ES6 things keeps coming up, and try to visualize how they must be implemented internally. If you guys are following me, I have recently uploaded a video which you can see above. Implement map class basically, and so that's like, you know, like we have map class in JavaScript, that's a ES6 provided us, but what makes it different, like how it's like implemented internally, you know, that's again like another problem solving. So that's like a good thing to get it basically. So these are like a basic things, and trust me, when you know these things, every question can be solved by using combination of these. There's nothing for, there will not be a fourth thing. There might be like a few one, try to learn about symbol, like there's something known as symbol in the JavaScript, learn about it, and yeah, you will be pretty amazed with it, like what symbol do for you. Okay, move to the next. Which frameworks or technologies should we learn now? I will say don't too much bothered about it. Never attach yourself too much with the technologies. Technologies change. That's the harsh reality of the front end world, or in like in technology world. Things will change. Today is React, tomorrow is Vue, yesterday it was Angular. Things will keep changing. The one who survives is the one who knows JavaScript, who knows how to learn. So basically, you should know how to learn any technologies, and whatever you are learning, you should be good with it. If you are good with React, you know JavaScript, you can pick it up anything in the world. So stop, don't worry about it. I will say like not worry too much about technologies and frameworks. Learn more about problem solving, like how to like can create new things, how to make things make efficient. But still, if you are like pretty interesting on the framework technologies, you can try new things like Vue.js is the like is pretty going hot right now. I mean, like it's like I think overpowering React 9 right now, at least on GitHub. So yeah, learn about it, what's new, how it is implemented, and if you can get an idea. What is the hiring process for front-end roles in top product-based companies? Yeah, so it will be pretty similar as I told you. So first you will be have a screening round. That is again can be like problem solving, DSA. It can be, it's generally about problem solving or JavaScript focus. And then you will going to have then you will be having one DS round, one or two JavaScript round. If it is like a more senior position, SD2, SD3, then you will have one design round. Then depending on the companies, there will be 1 to 2 managerial rounds. One is managerial round and one is bar raiser round. In Uber we have both rounds, so they are more focused on the what sort of work you have done, what are your like, it's just basically to check cultural fit for the company basically. So these are like more or less same. For example, if I talk to you about Razorpay, so Razorpay has more front end oriented process. I don't think so they have any DS round, so they are like pretty front end focused, so it will be like a little different. So some companies are like adapting according to the like more to it. Yeah, and yeah, from that I remember there will be some machine coding round also. Make sure you prepare for that. Okay, let's move to the next. So we have a kind of fresher with intern or freelancing apply for front end role in product based companies in India. Yes, why not? I myself has applied for the front end role when I was in college, and I joined my first company not as a software engineer but as a front end engineer, and my interview was totally front end focused. I remember I have given around 6 to 8 rounds, like total inter person. I was like really surprised, like having 8 rounds in the front end. Like what are they going to ask, and like should I was like even I will I able to clear it. So I mean, yeah, I mean, So definitely there are lots of companies, but yeah, you need to see which companies offer that, which companies not every company will going to offer you a front end role. Try to check for startups always looking for that. So if you have the right experience and you have done one or two internships, and if you have one or two good projects and like pretty good solid with the, like, I will say at least JavaScript, and so you'll be definitely good and you can definitely crack as a fresher interviews basically. So these are the, like, a main questions basically. So except that, I remember, like, if I am trying to remember any of the other questions, then other questions that we have is, what if someone is working on a service based company? Okay, uh, then you can still do it, right? There's no issues. Again, same things, focus on the JavaScript, do a little bit DSA, apply to any of the startups. See, you need to see which companies you want to apply for. Like, and startups generally keep hiring, so you have a better chance at startup. Apply there, crack it, and then you can move up the ladder, basically work 2-3 years there. If you get the next opportunity, you will keep moving basically. So that's the, like, a one thing. Second thing, sometimes people have questions around compensation, like, do front-end engineers get paid, or are they paid like equal to back-end engineers or something like that? I will say in today's market, front-end engineers are also paid equally to the, like, back-end engineers. There is hardly any difference, like, I don't see any difference. So the companies are paying like top-notch money for, like, if you are really great front-end engineer, if you can crack top interviews, you will get it. If you don't believe me, like, you don't need to actually believe me what I'm saying. For the, like, compensation part, go to LeetCode, people here are sharing their salaries. So I feel like that's, like, pretty legit. Also, if you can go to Blind, check out the Blind, people are sharing their total compensation TCs basically, and you can get a good idea about it. Like, you will find a lot of information about Indian companies. So they are paying a pretty good amount of money. For example, you can get around from, as a fresher, you can get up to 20 to 25 like CTC in India. And if you are, like, growing as an engineer, trust me, you can get up to a CTC of 50, 60, 70, like 50, 60 lakh CTC as a, like, a senior engineer, basically in the top companies. Google, for example, if you went to Google, Microsoft, like any of that's what I'm telling you, is the, like, a top offer you can get. So I mean, like, companies are paying a really good amount of money these days, so there's, like, a not a issue for you. But yeah, like, if you, like, prepare well, basically you can crack any of the top companies. Now this is another question sometimes I get is like, in India it's fine, but are the companies outside India also, and do we have a chance, like, cracking, like Facebook, and let's say even like Google, do Google hire front-end engineers, and what are the opportunities outside for the front-end engineers basically? So yeah, we have lots of opportunities for the front-end engineers also. There's a lots of companies in London which are paying, which are like the top companies, and also keep hiring front-end engineers, but they will be like a mostly hire like 2 to 3 year of experience also. But this is like for fresh college grads. If you are of, like, graduating like any this year or like any year, make sure try to apply for Bloomberg hire software engineers, so you can, like, apply, and they hire lots of engineers from India also. So there's, like, things keep in mind. You can try to get referral from people, applying from directly from career side, try to reach recruiters, lots of ways basically. Yeah, so I was, like, saying, in London you can apply to multiple companies. There's Facebook, Amazon, there's Google, there's Spotify, there's Snapchat, there's TransferWise, there's a startup Clio. So there's lots of really great, Apple is also there. So these are really great companies out there you can apply, and lots of get engineers are, like, getting hired from India. There is no issue there. And also, like, you can go to Europe, Berlin, Germany, sorry, like Germany, Berlin, Amsterdam, Switzerland, Zurich. So lots of companies there also, pretty, they keep hiring. So lots of opportunities outside India also. Process again looks pretty same. The big companies again might have a DS round, but yeah, but in general, like, as I told you, if you want to grow in your career as a front-end engineer, DS is important. So that's, like, you basically you can't run away with it. I will, my advice is generally simple: be a survivor, learn how to get around things. Like, if you see, if you keep doing it, if you start keep doing the, trust me, if you do DS for 3 months, I will tell you much be much better. And before start, if you're starting now, you will be might don't know anything, but if you keep persist for 3 months, keep practicing it, you will be much better, like in DS, data structure and algorithms basically, and you'll be able to solve half of the problems which you were not able to solve 3 months before. So keep doing it, keep practicing it, and you're able to do it. And yeah, so we'll be coming up with, yeah, we will be starting the like design series and data structure algorithm series. And in the meantime, if I missed any questions, or you guys have still any questions for me, please post it in the comments, or you can comment, you can reach out to me on LinkedIn or basically Twitter. So I'll try to make another, if I have another sufficient questions, I will try to make another video. If there will be less questions, I will try to guys reply to you in person or on the comments. So these are all the like problems in general like have. So another thing I will say, like general my advice, pretty simple. Two things: first, get the books. You don't know JS, it's a 6 series books, you will go through it, you will be pretty good with everything. Second, there's a website javascript.info, read about it, you will get most of the ideas. So if you combine these two, there's hardly any concept outside of it, because those are the 6 books. There's a S book there's a one book is on asynchronous JS, that is like only one book focus on that, one book focus on this only. So there's a pretty like one book focus on inheritance only. So there'll be pretty in-depth books. So, and trust me, these are pretty good books if you go through them. And if you use javascript.info, these are 2 resources good enough for you basically to go ahead with the front-end engineering. And yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Please do in the comments. Yeah, thank you so much. Please like, subscribe and comment, and also press the notification button if you want to get the notification, so that next time when my video comes, you will directly get the notification. Thank you guys.